A reading from Nehemiah chapter 10. The first to sign was the governor, Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah, and then Zedekiah signed. The following also signed: priests 10, Seraiah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malchijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Maluk, Harim, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnethon, Baruch, Meshulam, Abijah, Mijamin, Maaziah, Bilgai, and Shemaiah. Levites 10, Jeshua, son of Azaniah, Binnui of the clan of Henadad, Kadmiel, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Kelita, Peliah, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Bani, and Beninu. Leaders of the people 10, Parosh, Pahath Moab, Elam, Zatu, Bani, Buni, Asgad, Bebai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Adin, Ater, Hezekiah, Azor, Hodiah, Hashum, Bezai, Harif, Anathoth, Nebai, Magpiash, Meshulam, Hazir, Meshizabel, Zadok, Jadua, Pelatiah, Hanan, Anaiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hashub, Halohesh, Bilhah, Shobek, Rehum, Hashabna, Maaseiah, Ahiah, Hanan, Anan, Maluk, Harim, and Bana. We, the people of Israel, the priests, the Levites, the temple guards, the temple musicians, the temple workers, and all others who, in obedience to God's law, have separated themselves from the foreigners living in our land, we, together with our wives and all our children old enough to understand, do hereby join with our leaders in an oath, under penalty of a curse if we break it, that we will live according to God's law, which God gave through his servant Moses, that we will obey all that the Lord our Lord commands us, and that we will keep all his laws and requirements. We will not intermarry with the foreigners living in our land. If foreigners bring grain or anything else to sell to us on the Sabbath or on any other holy day, we will not buy from them. Every 7th year, we will not farm the land, and we will cancel all debts. Every year, we will each contribute 1/8 of an ounce of silver to help pay the expenses of the temple. We will provide for the temple worship the following: the sacred bread, the daily grain offering, the animals to be burned each day as sacrifices, the sacred offerings for Sabbaths, new moon festivals and other festivals, the other sacred offerings, the offerings to take away the sins of Israel, and anything else needed for the temple. We, the people, priests and Levites, will draw lots each year to determine which clans are to provide wood to burn the sacrifices offered to the Lord our God according to the requirements of the law. We will take to the temple each year an offering of the first grain we harvest and of the first fruit that ripens on our trees. The first son born to each of us, we will take to the priests in the temple, and there, as required by the law, dedicate him to God. We will also dedicate the first calf born to each of our cows, and the first lamb or kid born to each of our sheep or goats. We will take to the priests in the temple the dough made from the first grain harvested each year, and our other offerings of wine, olive oil, and all kinds of fruit. We will take to the Levites who collect tithes in our farming villages, the tithes from the crops that grow on our land. Priests who are descended from Aaron are to be with the Levites when tithes are collected, and for use in the temple, the Levites are to take to the temple storerooms 1/10 of all the tithes they collect. The people of Israel and the Levites are to take the contributions of grain, wine, and olive oil to the storerooms where the utensils for the temple are kept, and where the priests who are on duty, the temple guards, and the members of the temple choir have their quarters. We will not neglect the house of our God. The word of the Lord. A reading from Nehemiah chapter 11. The leaders settled in Jerusalem, and the rest of the people drew lots to choose one family out of every 10 to go and live in the holy city of Jerusalem, while the rest were to live in the other cities and towns. The people praised anyone else who volunteered to live in Jerusalem. In the other towns and cities, the people of Israel, the priests, the Levites, the temple workers, and the descendants of Solomon's servants lived on their own property in their own towns. The following is the list of the leading citizens of the province of Judah who lived in Jerusalem. Members of the tribe of Judah: Athiah, the son of Uzziah and grandson of Zechariah. His other ancestors included Amariah, Shephatiah, and Mahalalel, descendants of Judah's son Perez. Maaseiah, the son of Baruch and grandson of Kol-Hoseh. His other ancestors included Hazaiah, Adaiah, Joiarib, and Zechariah, descendants of Judah's son Shelah. Of the descendants of Perez, 468 outstanding soldiers lived in Jerusalem. Members of the tribe of Benjamin: Sallu, the son of Meshullam and grandson of Joed. His other ancestors included Pedaiah, Kolaiah, Maaseiah, Ithiel, and Jeshiah. Gabai and Salai, close relatives of Sallu. In all, 928 Benjaminites lived in Jerusalem. Joel, son of Zikri, was their leader, and Judah, son of Hassenuah, was the second-ranking official in the city. Priests: Jedaiah, son of Joiarib and Jachin. Seraiah, the son of Hilkiah and grandson of Meshullam. His ancestors included Zadok, Merioth, and Ahitub, who was the high priest. In all, 822 members of this clan served in the temple. Adaiah, the son of Jeroham and grandson of Pelaliah. His ancestors included Amzi, Zechariah, Pashur, and Malkijah. In all, 242 members of this clan were heads of families. Amashai, the son of Azarel and grandson of Ahzai. His ancestors included Meshilemoth and Immer. There were 128 members of this clan who were outstanding soldiers. Their leader was Zabdiel, a member of a leading family. Levites: Shemaiah, the son of Hasshub and grandson of Azrikam. His ancestors included Hashabiah and Bunni. Shabbatai and Jozabad, prominent Levites in charge of the work outside the temple. Mattaniah, the son of Micah and grandson of Zabdi, a descendant of Asaph. He led the temple choir in singing the prayer of thanksgiving. Bakbukiah, who was Mattaniah's assistant. Abda, the son of Shammua and grandson of Galal, a descendant of Jeduthun. In all, 284 Levites lived in the holy city of Jerusalem. Temple guards: Akub, Talmon and their relatives, 172 in all. The rest of the people of Israel and the remaining priests and Levites lived on their own property in the other cities and towns of Judah. The temple workers lived in the part of Jerusalem called Ophel and worked under the supervision of Ziha and Gishpa. The supervisor of the Levites who lived in Jerusalem was Uzzi, the son of Bani and grandson of Hashabiah. His ancestors included Mattaniah and Micah, and he belonged to the clan of Asaph, the clan that was responsible for the music in the temple services. There were royal regulations stating how the clans should take turns in leading the temple music each day. Pethahiah, son of Meshezabel, of the clan of Zerah and the tribe of Judah, represented the people of Israel at the Persian court. Many of the people lived in towns near their farms. Those who were of the tribe of Judah lived in Kiryat Arba, Dibon, and Jekabzeel, and in the villages near these cities. They also lived in the cities of Jeshua, Moladah, Bethpelet, and Hazar Shual, and in Beersheba and the villages around it. They lived in the city of Ziklag, in Mekhona and its villages, in Enrimon, in Zorah, in Jarmuth, in Zanoah, in Adullam, and in the villages near these towns. They lived in Lachish and on the farms nearby, and in Azekah and its villages. That is to say, the people of Judah lived in the territory between Beersheba in the south and Hinnom Valley in the north. The people of the tribe of Benjamin lived in Geba, Michmash, Ai, Bethel and the nearby villages, Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hazor, Ramah, Gittaim, Hadid, Zeboim, Nebalat, Lod and Ono, and in Craftsman's Valley. Some groups of Levites that had lived in the territory of Judah were assigned to live with the people of Benjamin. The word of the Lord.